Hello, my name is Natalie Broussard, and my speech is on why we should read. In this day and age where technology lives and breathes in the palm of our hand, how could anyone stop staring at a screen to consider picking up a book? With virtual reality and gadgets galore, everyone seems to forget the importance of reading. Kids struggle to read a single book over 2 months of summer and cannot remember the last time they found happiness in the pages of a novel. As someone who still enjoys taking the time to curl up on the couch and read a book, I find it immensely frustrating when people question the necessity of reading. Many years ago, Joseph Addison once said, "Reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body." It's time to open up to the actual idea of setting down the phone or turning off the TV, which I'm also guilty for, and taking the time. Reading can enhance our knowledge, discover new interests, and benefit our mental health across the span of a lifetime. Whether it's a novel or an article, reading can be useful to anyone. Starting with the youth, even before elementary school, children can only gain from the exposure of books. From the article, Effects of the Dialogic and Traditional Reading Techniques on Children's Language Development, the authors wrote that children have experience with skilled speakers, literacy-rich homes, and school environments that engage in interactive book reading are important to children's language development at a preschool age. Starting in the home and just by taking the time to read to children allows them to get a head start in having a deeper understanding of their language before they are enrolled in kindergarten. Going through books not only adds to their understanding, but also their vocabulary as well. In the same article, a 4-week dialogic reading intervention with rural Bangladeshi preschoolers found that the dialogic program increased from 26% to 50% of the children's vocabulary. Even without being able to pick up a book and read on their own, children are still learning, which will only grant them success. After leaving childhoods behind and moving into high school and even college, I've noticed that many of my peers have closed their books for years. They have seemed to lost interest. There are millions of young adult books written for the age range and endless possibilities of discovering new interests. Authors Luann Reed and Ruth K.J. Klein of our respected reading addictions, teachers, and young adult series books state, for many series, books provide an incentive to devour texts. The anecdote records of the effects of reading series books is still impressive. Many students cannot also seem to squeeze in time to read books outside of school, whether it's extracurricular activities, difficult classes, or just being way too busy playing video games. Both high school and college students, for the most part, deal with an overwhelming and stressful and busy schedule. However, reading is a great tool to keep their mental health intact. Picking up a book is a great way to escape stress and is seen by some people as therapeutic. Even reading at night can help people sleep as opposed to their cell phones. Bright lights from electronic devices can signal your brain that it's time to wake up. Author Andrew Moorhead of 10 Benefits of Reading Books. Taking the time to read can also improve writing skills, which can be useful for college essays and careers that include a lot of writing. The article, 12 Reasons You Should Read at Least 12 Books in This Year, notes, in your own writing, you will unconsciously copy the writing styles of books that have held your attention. This is why young adults should turn back to reading. When time has passed and people grow older, they are still encouraged to read just as much as the youth. At this time, the mind is not what it once was and can lead to mental health issues. Author Catherine Winter writes, studies have shown that staying mentally stimulated can slow down the progress or maybe even prevent Alzheimer's and dementia, since keeping your brain active and engaged prevents it from losing its power. Reading exercises the mind and can keep it sharp for years later in life. Also, the Liverpool Health Inequalities Research Institute has investigated therapeutic benefits of reading for people who are suffering from depression and other mental illnesses. They held reading sessions and group discussions. The patients reacted positively to the reading. The act of reading together a literary text not only harnesses the power of reading as a cognitive process, it acts as a powerful socially coalescing presence, allowing readers to sense subjective and shared experience at the same time. People can easily be touched by characters in books who they feel they have a connection to. As time has passed, reading has taken a seat on the back burner as technology has been in the spotlight. We must not let books who have guided us throughout our lives fade away. Some of the people, including some of you in the audience, might understand the benefits, but are still disinterested in a wonderful world that literature has left us. To that, I leave you with a quote from one of my favorite authors, James Patterson, who wrote, "There is no such thing as a kid who hates reading. There are kids who love reading, and there are kids who are reading the wrong books." Go read books with open minds and take advantage of the benefits they provide us.